Great. I know this is a big deal for you guys, and thank you for being willing to share. So Barney, perhaps we'll start with you. Just tell us a little bit about your journey, how you came to be at Cornerstone Centre, what happened in your life?
Friends, everybody, during tough times, people kind of forget you. All the good times we had shared just goes in the dustbin. But the most important thing that hit me when I got to Cornerstone was, I don't know if I can say this, but the love. The moment that I went there, from what I had gone through the previous 3 days, everybody rejecting me, call this friend, call that one, everybody says no. But when I got there, immediately I could sense the love that was just there, just seeing people, volunteers up and down doing their work, as well as. So yeah, okay, they assessed me, then they said, we will give you a place to live, to sleep for tonight. The relief that hit me at that moment, I was so thankful to God, because I could sense that a sense of dignity is being restored in me, in the sense that I had not bathed for about 3 or 4 days. My mind, I was going insane, I had nothing to me. From that point onwards, as the days progressed, I could see the work that Cornerstone was doing in terms of helping people. For me, the main thing that really is the sanity they brought back to me, and the dignity, because living in the streets is really hard.
Participants that we've had, so welcome to you all. A special warm welcome to our Bishop John, who has shown tremendous commitment to this project now. This is his 3rd time freezing.
If you ask Pope Francis what he thinks the church is like, he says, oh, I think it's a bit like a field hospital after a battle. And you think, this man's in touch with a reality here which we can't turn away from. He recognises the sufferings in our society at all its different levels. We have people sleeping on the streets. We've lost a sense of proportion and a sense of justice even among our own family here. We've got a very precious gift, and we as a family have got to look after it. We've got to look after one another. And that comes down to our local challenges. And here we've got a real challenge in Manchester. Numbers are increasing in Manchester, which is a terrible scandal in itself. So we've got to do something. In the face of all the prosperity that we have here in Manchester and in the metropolitan area, we've got to make a very strong statement about those people who we deny dignity, who sleep rough. Very often they've got problems, sometimes mental problems, but we've said they're discounted from our society. But this gathering here this evening is making a very strong gesture and a very strong witness that this has got to change. And we're saying something very important. We've seen some very important figures of money that we can raise. That's extraordinary, from a group of people locally in our parishes here. That's wonderful, wonderful. But way beyond that is that the notice we're giving publicly that this is not an acceptable way for us to be in the 21st century. People living on the streets in all sorts of squalid conditions. So thank you very much for what you do. I think we really are answering Pope Francis's call to go to the peripheries here. This is exactly what it's about. This is the gospel in action, and we're doing it. And what's so important is that we don't say the church can do this, the church can do that. No, we are the church. We're the living stones of the church, as St. Paul says, and we are doing something, and we are making a very important contribution and making a difference to a lot of people's lives. And we will change our society for the better. We can't leave it to politicians, because they don't seem to know what they're doing at the moment. Although, I have to say, one bit of good news today is that Theresa May says that there will be 0.7% of our GMP for foreign development, which is so important. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and we'll be fine in the morning.